Good afternoon, Camp Davy Crockett.
I'm Hayden.
And I'm Zeph.
And I'm Tate.
And welcome to the Camp Davy Chronicles.
Glad to have you on, Tate.
Oh, it's great to be here.
How was your week? Your week 4, the final week of Scouts BSA camp. That's a bittersweet moment.
It was fantastic.
Yeah.
It was great. It was a good time. There was quite a few things that occurred this week.
That's true. We definitely have a lot to talk about.
We did.
As we don't say anything to talk about.
Well, Tate, you brought some muffins with you.
I did bring muffins.
Nothing to do with Scouts BSA week 4, but
specifically 3 muffins.
Three
muffins.
Banana nut muffins.
Yeah, the worst muffins.
The worst kind.
Banana nut muffins are the best muffins.
Yeah.
That camp offers.
They only have 3 kinds, right?
Yes, banana nut, chocolate, and blueberry.
It goes blueberry, and then chocolate, and then banana nut.
Yeah,
No, you got it mixed up.
No.
all of them are on the bottom of me. I hate the muffins.
The muffins are good.
No.
They are good muffins.
They're
For what they're
That's your
worth,
own opinion.
it's the right opinion. They are good muffins.
So anyway, how did the week of scouting camping go?
The week itself went well. There were some interesting things, like everybody says, happened. Yeah, no, the week itself was fun. The campers this week were great.
Yeah, definitely. You told me there was something that happened on Monday night at the campfire. I want to hear all about the Monday night campfire because I was not here the first 2 days of this week, Sunday, Monday. I came in on Tuesday morning because I was sick on the weekend. And they did campfire on Monday night again, not because of weather this time, but because when we did it last week, JD just decided, we'll just do it that way now.
It actually was, we wouldn't have been able to do it Sunday.
Was it because of weather?
Because it was raining, yeah. So technically, yes.
Okay.
That is
okay.
But yeah, it was also...
But it was already planned to be on
correct.
Monday. Yeah. So it doesn't count as a rained out campfire this time.
Right.
So,
okay. How did Monday night campfire go?
It went really good. You missed Hayden Harvey, or Hayden Steve, whatever you call it.
We actually
right, it is Hayden.
I heard your mustache was falling off the whole time.
Oh, yeah, no, it didn't stay on at all.
That's the thing about fake mustaches. Even if they are staying on, they still feel like they're falling off.
Yeah, and because like I couldn't talk or smile with it on because like my lip moved and it was just like gone.
Now I will say, you told us at the beginning of the summer when we were talking about you doing this, you told Judy that you would shave bald.
That's
and
true.
She doubted you, and then you said, "Really, you doubt? I'll do it," and then you never did.
And then, well, there's still time, I guess.
Start now.
Next year, if you're not bald, then I quit.
Okay, it's on record now.
But yeah, you can see a picture of Hayden as Steve Harvey on Instagram.
Yeah. It looks great.
It was great because we played against Pool.
Oh yeah, you guys won.
Oh, yeah.
We won. And, there was so much trash talk between me and John.
That's true.
Over the radio as well. It wasn't just like in person. It was over the radio. John went he was calling a program about something. He was like, tonight Pool will be winning Family Feud, right? And I was like, no, hold on, John. It was good.
What were the questions that you had? Do you remember?
Oh God,
that's a good question.
I know one was if you could add a word to the scout log, what word would you add?
And the other one was I just had it and then I lost it. Oh, what program area would campers like to work on?
Exactly. That's yeah.
Okay.
And obviously,
and you probably both said your own program area.
But they
shooting sports was number 2.
They gypped us because they put aquatics and not.
Aquatics was number 1.
Lake would be first, obviously.
I don't know. I hear most of the people who say that they want to become lifeguards are talking about the pool.
No,
I don't know. See, I feel like there's an equal mix of like I want to go to lake or I want to go to pool.
I honestly don't think there is. Everybody wants to work lake. Everybody wants.
But you also. What about the people who are on pool?
See, they all want to work lake.
They just got put at the pool.
The thing that happens is that people will come and they want to be lifeguards and they'll want to work at the pool, but then they work at the pool and they realize it's not fun because the hot concrete and the kid. It's too compact.
They did finally get a canopy there.
They did.
They had like 5 of them.
I noticed that.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, well, they had more until we broke one.
Right.
Shooting sports was behind.
Wait, did Stephen break it?
No. Well, he was involved.
Oh, man. We're claiming that. He's broken something now.
Yeah, we had borrowed a canopy because we had set up flu behind the pool, and we were going to close it, and they just pushed it really hard, and it broke. and so, well, you know, like a canopy, you're supposed to press the like little
the button.
Yeah, the button.
Yeah,
they didn't press it; they just closed it. And so,
who was involved in this?
Jacob, Elkins, and then me and Dan and Steven.
Okay, so all of shooting sports and one CIT.
Yeah.
Okay.
He wasn't even a CIT this week, was he?
What was it?
No, this was last week.
Okay.
He was a CIT last week.
Okay, yeah. So, Tate, when we had John Vaughn on here, we asked him about the dynamic of the aquatic staff and the rivalry versus the camaraderie or family element. Like, how much do you... Because he said that, the rivalry is never really serious and you're all just one big family. How do you feel about this?
Yeah, Tate.
Okay. I would have to somewhat agree. All right, like it's not. We don't hate each other.
Obviously. Okay, well that's good.
We're coworkers. We have to work together. We do swim tests every Sunday. We can't hate each other. Right. So I'd say we're good friends. Everybody's good friends. Of course, there are individual hiccups here and there, but overall we're all friends. We're just having fun, messing with each other. Like they got us last night. They flipped up tables over at Lakefront.
Was it them?
Yes.
Are we sure?
Yes, because
we do need to.
We do, yeah. But we're still on campus.
No, that's a different thing. That's a different thing.
Okay, so separate from
everybody's program.
Yes, Friday morning.
Right.
Yeah, right.
But last night they asked us. They were like, "Okay, so what can we not do when we mess with Like they were respectful about it. They were like, "Oh yeah. What can we not do?" We told them "Oh, don't do this, and this." And they listened. And they just went and they messed with some stuff, put a canoe out on the dock or something, Just generally.
Did they wear life jackets on their dock?
They did. They said they did. They said they did.
Yeah, no, but we need to get back to Campfire. We'll talk about the stuff like that happened throughout the week here in a second. But there was something specifically that happened at Campfire that you wanted to talk about. Or at least I think there was.
Right. There was something that you were starting to tell me about last night after Friday Campfire. Right. And I don't know what it was.
And I don't remember what it was. And so we might just not be able to talk about it.
I told you, just tell me on the podcast, because it sounded like you were getting really into a funny story.
Yeah.
And then, and now you've forgotten. I should never tell him to just tell me on the podcast.
Do you remember what the context was?
I don't.
Okay. So,
not at all.
Nothing useful.
I think it was one of the, Minute to Win It? Did it have to do with Minute to Win It?
I don't think so.
No? Or Family Feud?
No. It is. I have no clue.
Oh, man.
I'll keep trying to remember.
Okay.
In just the middle of this, I'll stop us and tell us what.
Okay. So, we do need to address the tables.
Yeah.
Because, we don't know for sure if this is connected, but it could be.
Yeah, that's true. I say it's connected.
On our last episode with Jerry, we asked him the question from Pop-Tart, which was, what is one of the best pranks that you've seen on camp or done on camp? And he talked about when the picnic tables at the pool were flipped upside down and everything that was on top of them was now on the bottom of them, also upside down in the same positions and everything. And it was attention to detail, so it was clever and all that. Okay. Thursday night flipped over every single picnic table on camp upside down.
Well, there was two shelters, one shelter that had picnic tables.
Except Eagle Bound.
Yeah.
Yes.
But every single one.
That is not cool.
No, Eagle Bound was flipped over.
It was?
Yeah, it was pioneering that wasn't flipped over.
Okay. Probably because no one knows it exists. Anyway, but anyway, so there's a major difference between those two pranks.
That's true.
In that one of those was, pool is 2 tables.
Right.
And it's like, okay, it might be a bit of a nuisance, but it's not like,
It's not.
Anyway, every single table on camp is very, very not cool and annoying.
Oh, it was kind of impressive though. They had to have a good group of people because some of those picnic tables are heavy. Especially, they flipped the shotgun range tables, and those were built with boards from the Titanic. I swear, they are so heavy and old.
Anyway, if you're listening and you did that, we don't appreciate it.
It was impressive though.
It was.
Shut up, Hayden. We don't appreciate it.
We don't appreciate it.
Don't do that again.
No more ideas.
See, I thought it was just us when we went down to the lake.
Yeah.
I saw every table flipped over and we were like,
okay, wait a second. You literally had to pass by every other program area to walk to. Did you keep your eyes closed?
No, because we take the back way. I
wanted to address that. That way is not any faster.
It's not. No, it's not. But my staff, they keep arguing that way is faster.
It's not.
It's not.
Which way?
Going from OA shelter back towards Raccoon and then through Grace.
All the way to Lake.
Yeah.
All the way to Lake. It's not.
Is it faster from where? From staff camp?
From staff camp instead of going like through the old parade field and up by Mountain Lion,
right?
They argue that the Raccoon Way is faster, but it's not.
It might be.
It's not.
Are you sure?
Yeah, me and Steven tested this.
Like timed it.
Yeah, Dan went one way, Steven went the other. Didn't.
Were they walking at the same pace?
I don't know.
See, that's the thing.
That's the thing. Yeah,
you have to get one person to test both ways.
Yeah.
So that way it's the same pace, and
It's true.
Reduce variables.
Well, maybe you can test it.
Okay, maybe we'll take the wheel out there and see if it's distance wise longer. We might do that.
Okay.
But see, you also have to think of like the incline, because the argument that my staff give me is that the Raccoon Way is always downhill, so it's easier and faster to walk down.
Well, it's uphill to the OA shelter.
Exactly, but other than that.
So which way do they come walking back? Because they walk the same way.
They walk the same way. So it's uphill.
Yeah, it's uphill. It doesn't make sense. Not valid.
It doesn't make sense.
I do have to say, they don't walk up the road. They walk straight across the field, which
yeah. So that does cut the time down.
But just slightly. It's...
Well, and it's also not as much as an incline.
Yeah.
Walking straight up the road.
And it also gets your feet wet.
Yeah, it's true in the mornings.
Yeah,
it's terrible.
I will always just walk through that field anyway to cut time, and then I always regret it.
Yeah, I know. I remember when we used to do flags at the old parade field, I would always sit and debate, do I walk through this field or do I have to go all the way around to headquarters? And I would normally go around to headquarters because I was like, I know I'm going to regret this.
Yeah. What are some other highlights of the week with your classes and things like that?
See, the thing is, I don't teach a class at all.
You don't teach a single one?
I did. I taught a kayaking, but then Sierra was like, "Oh, I'll teach it," and then I never got it back, and now I just don't do anything. It's crazy. I don't.
So Tate, it sounds like you aren't doing your job. No.
My job is to supervise and direct my staff, and that's what I do. I do that.
I'm pretty sure you just sleep at the lakefront.
I've been there multiple times.
Okay.
I did go down there a couple weeks ago to take care of a bird nest, and you were asleep.
Okay. Okay. By the way, the birds have hatched and flew off.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yes. Which is good because a windstorm blew the bucket off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad the birds are okay.
They're good though. I made I checked and there weren't any broken eggs, so we're good.
Cool.
But no, I don't just always sleep. I'll read.
Dude, I think this is just getting worse.
I'm digging a hole. No, I want to address it because it's so hard to just stay focused and keep myself occupied when I don't have anything to do.
It's like teaching.
It sounds like maybe you should be teaching your class.
Oh, I want to, but they're like, no, we'll just teach our class because they like teaching, which God bless. They like teaching their classes.
Well, yeah, I'm glad they like teaching their classes.
It's good.
But you should have a class too.
I know, and I did.
Bro, this is just turning into a roast session.
Yeah, bro. I know.
Let's move on before we get Tate fired. So, what's next?
I don't know, Hayden. What happened with you this week?
Oh, it was great. Okay, no, actually, this is actually interesting. So, I've taught archery for 2 years now? 3 years? 2?
Something like that. 3.
Anyways, yeah, 3. And every class I've ever taught, they have always been struggling. All the kids have been struggling to qualify on Thursday at the end of class, right? Mm-hmm. All of my students this time qualified on Wednesday, an hour after we started shooting.
Wow.
And I didn't have to, I helped a little stuff because I was that's my job. But they just knew what they were doing. Now, the class itself was a little rambunctious. They like to be loud and stuff like that. But it was a great class. And so we got to do my afternoon plan on Thursday, which was great. You shoot flu and just have a great time.
Nice.
Sounds like fun. Yeah, that was the first time I've ever gotten to do that. And so I was excited about that.
I had some classes. So I was not here Monday.
Right.
So Matthew and Dylan, my staff members, had to cover my 2 classes for me. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And Hayden. Yeah. Hayden on Tuesday morning when I got back, it was at the end of the first period, the 9 o'clock period. And I come in to the office and JD tells me, just so you know, Matthew is sick today. Hayden is currently teaching bird study. Go rescue those kids. And I go to walk to the eco porch, and on my way there, I see Hayden leading this group. through the pool field,
Yeah.
and they're talking about how they haven't seen any birds and how it's a great idea to not throw stuff at birds or something like that.
Yeah, well, we
And I was
were
like,
the do's and don'ts of bird watching. And no, so I have to say, I did teach bird watching. I taught the whole class because you had got there at the end. I haven't seen a bird since.
It's because birds aren't real.
I have specifically looked for birds because, like, we took a little, like, just walk because I figured you're going over the do's and don'ts of bird watching. Let's go bird watch, right?
Yeah.
So we can practice these. Not a single bird in these. Like, we walked for like 10 minutes, never saw a bird, and I haven't seen one since.
The key when you're doing bird study and you go on the walk, you very rarely will actually see birds. Although that is why we have it in the first block, so it's early in the morning, and some of them might still be out.
Right.
But generally, when you're walking through, you'll hear a lot of the birds, and you won't see them. So
yeah, we listened. We stopped and listened. We couldn't hear any either. It was so weird. Like,
okay, never mind then.
All the time I see birds, and I hear birds, obviously. Nothing. It was strange.
It's just because you were teaching bird study.
Yeah.
And wait,
that's what happens.
Seen a bird since? Is that
Haven't seen a bird since.
I doubt that one. I doubt that's true.
I mean, I haven't been actually looking for birds.
Okay.
Like, every time I see one, be like, oh, there it is. But I don't think I've seen one.
We will look on the way back when we're done recording and make sure that you see some birds, just to remind you that they exist.
If you want to see birds, go to the lakefront. They love the lakefront.
There's lots of
Especially
birds
those
there.
cranes. There's
No. Okay, I do have to take my statement back. I saw a crane.
A crane.
Yeah, the other day while I was at Playground, I saw a crane.
But I want to talk about this. There's this one bird, and I don't know what it is, but it's a little black bird, and it's got really orange legs, and it's a cute little guy, right? Every time we go down on the lakefront, he is sitting on the dock. He just sits, and he's just walking around on the dock every day.
Do you
Every
think
day.
birds have summer camp here? Do you
Yeah,
think they have like little lifeguards? And stuff like that?
They're running their own bird program up in the trees. They're doing human study while we're doing bird study. And they're like, they're looking for us. Let's see if we can hide.
Yeah.
Hide from Hayden.
I think that's the truth.
So Dylan was acting as eco director while I wasn't here.
Oh yeah, that was great.
He had my radio.
Awesome. Oh, he loved the
He
radio.
loved it.
He did. So he specifically asked for everyone to radio him when I got back. But he also told me the story of the one time when someone actually called him on the radio and he needed to use it. It was JD called him, and he was in the middle of a class, and he had his radio all the way up probably to disturb the class as much as possible. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, but he wasn't in class. I remember he was with Clint, who does handicraft at Open Handicraft, because all summer long, not a single person has come to Open Handicraft.
What is it?
This is on record. Clint says that he tells his classes about it, but no one has ever come. I mean, it's basically you can come and we'll just work on crafts and stuff in free time and do, Anyway, but no one has come all summer, not a single person. So Clint just sits there from 4 to 5 and does absolutely nothing. Although he uses the time to pick up trash and stuff, which is helpful.
Yeah.
But
being useful.
Yeah. So Dylan was down there keeping him company because, it's now that he's doing nothing.
Right.
And JD radios programmed eco. And he's like, this is my moment. I get to use the radio. And so he pulls up the radio and then he realizes he doesn't know what button to push to call. And so Clint tells him, I think it's the one under the orange button on the side, which he's correct. That's the one that you hold when you're talking. But Dylan just hears orange button. And so he holds down the panic button and makes everyone else's radios go, wheel, 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 wheel. And then when he's finally figured out that he's doing that wrong, and he's, blasted everyone's radios with an alarm, then he holds the correct button and says, go for eco. So everyone knows that it was him.
I specifically remember him coming in the office and being like, because it was when Matthew had gotten sick, just like with a bug or something, and he was like, JD was like, go check on him, and he was like, okay, I'll radio back down. And he wouldn't come in the office, he would just radio.
Yeah, that's funny. So, he also told me that he was in the office with Dale, and Dale asked him, do you like using the radio? And he said, yes. And so then Dale just looks him in the eyes and turns the radio on and says, camp to eco. And so then Dylan walks out of the office and says, go for eco. And Dale says, can you step into the office real quick?
Well, no, that was actually really funny because Dylan So Dell asked him that, and like that's true, right? But when he said camp to eco, he was so excited that he didn't realize it was Dale. Ran out of the office and was like super serious about it, and then came back in and was like, you're pulling my leg. It was great.
Oh my god,
that's funny. He told me a lot about his experience as acting eco because he both loved and hated it.
Yeah, he did a good job.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I was proud of it.
Yeah.
So I didn't realize he was acting eco until I heard him on the radio, and he was loud. But he got it.
Oh yeah, no, he would get loud.
And I heard him. I was like, "That's not Zeph."
Yeah, no, it's always weird when someone else picks up for somebody and you're like, wait a second. And it kind of throws you off for that split second.
Yeah.
And then,
even when it's just not like they're still here and they're not as close to the radio, so they're like, hey, say go for camp or whatever. And so then you hear someone who's not Dale saying go for camp and it's like, what?
Yeah. And then
you're not camp? Yeah. Okay.
And then you always question their answer.
Yeah.
It's like,
is this real?
Yeah.
Is someone just pulling my leg? Yeah. Sometimes I've thought about when someone is called and then they just never answer. Sometimes I think about getting on the radio and just trying to imitate them and be like, go ahead.
Yeah. Well,
obviously I don't do that.
Everybody has their own thing. Like Jerry is his quartermaster go. Yeah. That was my best Jerry impression. Daniels is always stem here.
Yeah.
And then there's a couple other, go for camp.
Yeah.
Which is a normal. Yeah.
Cowboy go.
Oh yeah, he's been copying Jerry.
Yeah.
There's a couple other ones that like are weird.
I don't know.
Not weird, but
I
different.
I don't really have like a set always thing. I'll say go for ego, or I'll say go ahead, or sometimes I'll say like the person who's calling me. Like if you call me, I say go ahead, archer.
Yeah, I've been trying to come up with one. The best I've got so far is to press the button, scream, and then go and say go for archer. Just anytime anybody radios it. That's the best I've come up with so far.
I think that's good. I think you should do that.
Yeah.
I think it'll work.
I might do that next week. Just see, test the waters.
Yeah, test the waters. I think it'll work. I'll call you. Just make sure.
Okay.
So we did have our final campfire of Scouts.
I just thought about it.
What?
It was smart.
What were you? Oh, I was screaming in there.
Yeah.
Go for archery.
You know what's upsetting about the radio?
What?
Is that I swear I will call like 4 different people. No answers. Ever.
No one can ever hear you because you're too far away.
I just think they don't like me.
No, it's so weird because I can hear you.
At archery?
Yes.
What?
It's
You're
so
like
weird.
the furthest person.
So you can hear me.
But it's
you have a big antenna on yours.
Yeah, it's got to come like off the ridge some way because like it's weird because like sometimes I won't be able to hear like Michaela and them at the like pioneering, but I can always hear you guys.
That's crazy.
But I can't hear you like shotgun rifle. So it's just specifically where I put my radio at archery.
That's crazy. But I swear, I'll call like 4 times, no answer. Especially with Caleb. I'll call him.
Right. Well, because he's so far away.
Right.
If you're at the lakefront, yeah.
Oh my God. I was hearing like Dell and them from the shop.
Yeah.
I mean, it's weird.
I was at the shop dropping off sleeping bags for community week. And I heard just like one side of a conversation. I think it was Blacksmith because he's on the way to camp, and I just heard him. But I'll often hear only one side of a conversation when it's with Lake.
Yeah, I like to feel him like in my head,
or I'll just hear I'll hear pool to lake, and then I'll hear from the lake, and then I'll hear whatever John says.
Yeah, no. So what I was laughing at, I imagine someone is like walking and talking to somebody on the radio, right? And then they fall, and then they you just hear it in the background, and then it just cuts off.
Oh man.
That was
the radios can be fun sometimes.
Yeah.
Right, but what I was trying to get to was our last campfire, Friday night, the final one of the season for Scouts PSA.
Oh.
Yeah. And Pop-Tart and the first year Eagle Bound people built a really tall fire.
Yeah, it looked good.
Yeah, it looked really cool, and it burned the whole time.
Yeah,
which is quite impressive.
Right.
It was still burning when the fireworks went off, even, and so I got a picture of like the sort of smoldering campfire with a firework above it.
Oh.
I put that on Instagram along with pictures of the fire last night, so you can go see those. And it was a fun campfire, fun night.
I didn't get to see the campfire at its peak.
Oh, right. Tell us about what Lake does during the campfire.
So every Friday, almost every Friday, unless it's like thundering, because we can't do it if it's thundering. But every Friday, I will take out one of the speedboats with Matt and normally one other lifeguard for like spotting. and we'll go behind Campfire, and he will ski with an American flag in his back. And he'll just ski
in his back?
yeah, like in his life jacket.
Yeah.
Just stick it down his life jacket. And he'll ski around behind Campfire, right? Well, this week, we decided that we wanted to go a bit extra since it was the last Campfire with Scouts PSA. And we had 2 boats out there pulling skiers. So I was pulling Matt on my boat. And Emma and Zora, they switched out. They were pulling John Vaughn, the pool director, on his boat. And it was terrible. We had to. So we have the Jolly Roger, which is like a lakefront flag, right?
Right. The pirate skull flag.
The pirate, the skulls, We had to figure out how to rig that up to a pole, but the only pole we had was like a pool reach pole. So it was like 8 feet tall. Like, it was absurdly tall.
I didn't even see that one.
Yeah, it was.
I've got pictures.
So we had to zip tie like 4 times just to keep it on, and we were afraid that like the drag from the flag was going to rip John off the skis. We were scared.
It didn't though.
It didn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
It did.
I know. Matt was talking about where you two, because you would start on one side and the other boat would start on the other, and they would go back and forth. And Matt was talking about crossing each other's wake and being difficult.
Oh my gosh.
And so, not necessarily for the boats, but for the skier, like trying to, yeah. And so I was really hoping he wiped out. He did it on the 4th of July week.
He did.
Oh, did he?
And wiped out. Yeah. He just ate. It was hilarious.
Okay.
See, that's the difficulty with the 2 boats, because the area where we ski is relatively small for skiing. All right, it's like you really shouldn't ski back there,
especially with 2 boats.
Because you start making like a wake pool,
right?
And so the wake just keeps hitting you.
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna flip the boat a couple times.
Oh my gosh,
like it gets bad. It gets bad.
Well, if you had pictures of the last night with the Jolly Roger, you can send that, and I'll put it on Instagram with Tate on Monday.
Cool. And there was another big thing that happened in the campfire.
What was that?
The how we put the fire out.
Oh yeah.
So throughout the week there was a problem with the hose, that it got broken somehow, and so the ranger crew and Jerry, and so they capped off the hose there, and so we didn't have a hose, and so of course we have to put out the campfire because we can't just leave it burning because that's irresponsible.
Right. Smokey Bear would not be pleased.
Yeah, and so they brought down like 8 buckets, and then all of staff formed a line from Campfire all the way down to the lake, down behind the stage, and they.
We would just pass the buckets.
Yeah, passed the buckets up and then passed them back down. That's how we put the fire out.
It was kind of fun.
Yeah, I've also got a picture of that.
Okay, we'll put that out there too.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, Tate, we're about halfway now. It's time for the word of the day.
Oh boy.
So here you provided your. It's on the other side. It's on the.
Yeah, I know it's hard. We're having the same technical difficulties.
There you go. He's written down his stuff in my note.
I do have some stuff written.
All right.
Okay.
What is the word of the day, Tate?
The word of the day, and I tried to figure out how to pronounce this. All right.
Okay.
And it's not a hard word to pronounce, but it's like conjubilant.
Okay.
Conjubilant. It means to shout together in joy. And I think it fits because we ended the BSA season. We're all very excited that camp, is coming to an end. Of course, we're sad about it, but, we did a great job. We're all very happy about it. Right. And so I thought it was a good word.
We ended the season conjubilantly.
Conjubilantly.
So that means like joyful together.
Yeah. Shouting together in joy. Yeah. Joyfully together. Yeah.
Cool. Oh, yeah.
Go for archery. Yeah. You need to be very well. No, you'd have to have Steven do it with you if you wanted to conjubilantly respond.
Oh, yeah. You can't do it by yourself, can you?
Yeah. No, you can't conjubulate by yourself.
Okay.
Well, at least now we know.
That's a great one. If you want to use that one in a sentence and get the patch, we'll be very proud.
Yeah.
Well. Oh, I mean, I don't know. We're done with the scout season.
Oh, yeah. That's true. Yeah.
Are you giving away any more patches?
We may during Weeblo's camp.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's true. So we'll see. Do you have a joke for us as well?
I do have a joke, and I spent very long trying to find a joke.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie.
Okay. Much research went into this.
Yeah, it was much research, and I found one, and it's okay.
Only
one.
Just one.
Okay.
I'm not special.
Yeah, don't go overboard.
Okay. Yeah. Don't hype it up too much.
All right. The joke of the day. What's the difference between the bird flu and the swine flu?
I don't know.
The animal? Oh.
One requires treatment and the other an ointment. That is the joke I found.
Okay.
I loved it. I thought it was great.
That is
It's like
pretty
2
funny.
in 1. It's nice.
No, it's not a bad joke.
Yeah. We'll give it to you. We'll give it to
Give
you.
it to me.
Okay.
Give it to me.
We'll give you the credit. Well, you didn't come up with it.
I did not come
yeah.
up with it.
Yeah.
I can't come
We'll give
up
you
with
credit for researching and
it.
finding. Okay. Well, it's time to begin our official interview segment.
Oh boy.
Are you excited for this?
I would
Tate?
say so, yeah.
Who are we interviewing?
Who? What?
It's you today.
Who are we interviewing?
Who are we interviewing? Tate, who are you?
I'm Tate. I'm the lakefront director. Yeah.
Oh, that's like half the questions, Tate. Gosh.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Okay, so how many years have you been on staff and what positions have you held previously?
This is my 4th year on staff.
Wow.
4th year. I know.
I don't feel like it's been that long.
Right? It feels like it's been like 2, max. But when I first came here in 2019, I started off in Trading Post, of all places.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you remember that?
Yeah.
I started in Trading Post because I applied really, really late into the camp process. And so they were like, well, we've got a place in Trading Post you can work. And I was like, I'll take it. And so I came and I took Trading Post. I worked there for about 2 weeks. And then I got put on first year, which is Eaglebound now, but it was first year when I worked it. Because somebody had to go home for some reason, something like that. So I started working at first year. And then in 2020 was COVID year. And so I was half lifeguard for the lake and half working on teaching sign signals and codes, which I loved that class. That was a great class. And then last year, 2021, I was a lifeguard at the lake. I taught sailing. I was a sailing instructor, and I love sailing. Love that class. And now this year, I'm the lakefront director.
Cool.
Yeah, me and you worked on first year at the time together.
I always forget that we worked together first year. I always forget that.
Yeah, I try to forget as well.
Yeah, he's just a very unmemorable person.
Yeah. Okay. What troops have you been in, if you've been in multiple, and how many years have you been in scouting?
So I've only ever been in one troop.
Okay.
It was a little family troop, and John Vaughn actually mentioned it. It was Troop 369, based out of Bean Station, Tennessee.
Okay.
All right, and that's the only troop.
Fun name.
It is Bean Station. I know everybody makes fun of it. Everybody, but it was just a small troop, just me, my brothers, a couple of our family friends, and we went through the whole process, got Eagle, and then once we all eagled out, we kind of just disbanded the troop.
Okay. What year did you get your Eagle?
2019, I got it at camp.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I did my Eagle board at camp on July 1st. Did it in the big room at HQ with a bunch of people from my council, because I'm from a different council.
Cool.
I'm from Great Smoky,
Right.
not Sequoia.
Yeah.
I'm class of 19 as well.
Oh, class of 19.
Yeah, Eagle class of 2019.
Yeah, got it at 15, which was taxing.
Wow.
A lot of work went into it.
So how many years have you been in scouting?
Oh, goodness. Actively in scouting, I went all the way through Cub Scouts. And how old are you when you joined in Cub Scouts?
Like 6.
6,
It
7?
was about 10 years to get from Cub Scouts to Eagle, though. Like if you were doing 15.
So I'd say, probably I've been active in Scouts for probably about 10 years, 11 years, something like that.
Cool.
Ish, sort of.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
What is your favorite campsite and your favorite program shelter?
The best campsite by far, and I've argued this and I will argue it again, is Fox Campsite. What used to be called Lower Fox is the best campsite. And it still is.
Oh, wait, so specifically Lower Fox.
Specifically Lower.
I guess
It is Fox now.
Fox.
Yeah.
And Upper Fox is Coyote.
Okay.
But used to, it was called Lower Fox, and that's where we stayed every single year. All right, we never changed campsites, except for one time to go to Beaver.
Yeah. Was that on our list previously? No one else has said that.
I don't think anyone said Fox yet.
Let me explain why Fox is the best. Right? Fox is a very short walk to the dining hall. Even when it was old dining hall, it was a very short walk. All right, because you could take a shortcut to the back of the parade field, or back of the pool field,
right,
and then go to the parade field really quick. Right? But now, even with the new dining hall, it's still really quick. You just cut through Grizzly Bear, take that shortcut.
Yeah,
right?
true.
Super, super quick. The other reason is that the lake is right next to Fox. It's like a 2-second walk. And I know there are other campsites that are just the same way, but it's just right there, and it's a nice cove, and there's always fishing there. It's great for fishing. It's fantastic.
That's true. I can imagine Fox would be, what are we talking about? Fox.
Fox campsite.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm confused now. I can imagine it being good, especially I know we used to stay at Mountain Lion, and I would be sitting there during free periods, and I'd be like, I really want to go swimming, but I don't want to walk all the way down there because by the time I get there, it's going to be halfway over, and so that would be a good one as well.
Well, don't swim in the lake without a lifeguard.
No, in the pool.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty. It's nice to go from Mountain Lion to the pool because you've got that road that takes you straight in.
Yeah.
But then Fox is right
Fox
behind
is
the
right
pool.
next to it. Yeah.
I don't know. I've always thought the best centralized camp was Beaver. Like, if you're going to do anything, Beaver is the campsite to stay in because, like, you can literally get to anything the same distance pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, when we did stay in Beaver for that 1 year, it was nice because it was more central. But along with that, there were always people around.
That's also true.
Whereas Fox is just like in a hole behind everything.
If you're at Beaver, then the volleyball and the Gaga is like right next to you.
That's true.
That's the bad thing about Beaver is that it's always so loud when you're trying to get to sleep because kids will be playing Gaga until like midnight. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. And then, of course, that's where the volleyball always goes flying into when it gets hit off the field. Oh, speaking of volleyball, you can see the game coverage of this week's game on the YouTube.
Oh.
We finally won.
We did.
Yeah, no, we played well.
Yeah, really well. Good. I was very impressed with you guys and not with the Scoutmasters.
I was just excited I got to play this week.
Oh, yeah?
Because every week I have to do troop canoe on Thursdays. And I begged to be able to play volleyball this week because since it was the last week of scout camp, I begged Trey to do it for me. But then he had to leave. And so I was still dead set on playing volleyball. So we shuffled the lifeguards around like a deck of cards until we made it work to where every area had enough guards. And it worked. And me and John both got to have like the little night off and play volleyball. It was very nice.
I do have to say, this was not like the Scoutmasters we had this week were like the normal Scoutmasters we've had in the past. Right. They weren't like semi-professional volleyball players like the other ones in the past.
Oh, that's
weeks.
true. Week 3, there were like, I think it was week 3, that there were people who like played volleyball every day in the summer at their home.
Yeah, and then there was
the
one that was like a trained with some professional training. So and so that we had some people to pick on this past Thursday.
Right. There were these. I heard about these 2 Scoutmasters that were here that people were like really scared of in volleyball.
Oh yeah,
and they never showed up.
Yeah, the hiders.
Yeah.
They are. Yeah, it's impressive. They normally beat us. That's normally the week we lose is when they're here. And thankfully or not thankfully, I don't actually know why they had to leave, so I don't want to be like rude about it. Right. But they had to leave. And so I think one of the kids had to take like an ACT test or something. Oh, okay. So I don't think it was anything bad. Okay. So I think I can say thankfully they left without being...
Hopefully thankfully. Yeah. Hopefully. But, well, at least we won.
Yeah, so that's what matters. But I think everybody went in the game with better attitude this time.
True. There was some good energy this week. And JD claims an even season 3-3 because of the 2 ROTC weeks.
Yeah, and he explained it on the
he did on the video. So
so if you want to see his explanation of that, I do have to say, so JD was out dealing with a camp thing when we first started, and we were playing really well. Yeah. And then he got there and we started really playing bad. And I was like, JD, stop watching. And then we played well again. And it was weird.
I cover this in the commentary. Okay. I'm like, I think that JD yelling at people is what makes us lose. Yeah.
So he could be the problem.
That would always was.
Now we have messed up of talking. We specifically talked about JD now in this episode as well. So.
Oh, wait. Okay. Yeah. We need to get back to the questions. What's your favorite program, Shelton?
Program shelter. Volleyball. The volleyball shelter. No, I always loved Raccoon Shelter. Personally, okay. Because way back when I was a scout, John Ford.
Yes.
John Ford taught at the Raccoon Shelter.
Yes.
I forget what
Environmental science.
Environmental science.
Love that class. I took it with him,
and he was the best instructor, and I've always had fond memories of Raccoon since. Like it's just the best.
I took environmental science with him a second time because I loved his instruction style.
I have never had a class in the Raccoon Shelter.
Really?
Yeah, never did.
Never.
Did you ever have a class with John Ford?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't remember what class it was, and I think it was actually him filling in for somebody, not like a normal one that he taught. But yeah, I never had a class in the Raccoon Shelter. Okay.
No,
as long as you've experienced John Ford's teaching.
It was amazing. It was fantastic teacher.
Yeah, he was a great teacher.
Yeah.
So, okay. Hold on. Gotta get to Notepad. Okay. I'm interested on this one.
You always say you're interested.
Well, yeah, I know. Because it's an interesting thing. Because I feel like I know his answer, and I hope I know your answer. What is your favorite dining hall food from either the new dining hall or the old dining hall?
Oh, goodness. My memory is terrible. All right, first and foremost.
Well, you could just go with this summer, though.
This summer.
Or anytime.
The lasagna we had was really good.
Yeah.
It was really good. But I remember at Old Dining Hall, what was it called? I can't remember what it was called.
Pizza casserole?
It was pizza casserole.
There you go.
Yeah.
Pizza casserole was really good.
That's an old favorite.
But I will stick by the muffins on Saturday.
Okay.
Is that your favorite dining hall?
I love these muffins.
Yeah, we cannot agree.
Okay.
The cherry blossom chickens is definitely the best dining hall.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, see? Okay.
Dude, that's so good.
That's so good. Listen, everyone has loved that.
It still wasn't my favorite.
It's so good.
I love that meal because of the egg rolls and not the chicken.
I don't like egg rolls though. That's the
okay. But see, because there would always be enough people that didn't want the egg rolls that I could just trade my chicken for as many egg rolls as I wanted.
And everybody was all right with that.
Yes.
Everybody was okay.
All right, Tate, what is your favorite Marvel movie?
The first Iron Man.
Okay.
Easily. The original Iron Man. It was just a masterpiece. Perfect.
Sure wasn't Batman?
Yeah, that's what Jerry said.
He said Batman.
Yeah. But he knew it wasn't in the Marvel.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he
said he wasn't sure, and so then we expanded to superhero movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you agree with John on that one.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, John said Iron Man also.
Change the name.
John. No, I loved the original Iron Man because I used to, every once in a while, I'd get into like a little mood to binge all the Marvel movies in chronological order.
Yeah.
With like how they turn out event-wise. And I would do that like probably twice a year.
Gosh.
Every time.
That's too much.
Yeah. It would start every time because you started with Iron Man 1. That's what you start with. That's like the first movie.
Mm-hmm.
And every time it's just, I love that movie. That's what gets me into it. As I watch that movie, I'm like, well, might as well watch the next 20.
Spend the next week of my life watching movies. So anyways, what is your favorite camp stories or one of your favorite camp stories?
Okay, so I've got a couple, but back in, I want to say it was either I think it was 2019, Dan Perry had driven his motorcycle to camp.
Okay.
Right.
Oh, yeah. No, I know where this is going. Okay.
It was a tiny little motorcycle. It was a small thing. It was a very small motorcycle.
Right.
And me, Matt, John Perry, his brother, and I think Joshy White.
He was a lifeguard, right?
He was a lifeguard then.
Yeah.
We had this brilliant idea to mess with Dan by moving his motorcycle. Because he loved the thing. Dan was in love with his motorcycle. He loved the thing. So Dan went off to shower at OA because this is before we had staff lodge. It was just way open. We had just gotten the cabins. It was really nice.
That was terrible.
It was awful to walk to OA. But he went up to OA and he showered. And while he was showering, we picked up the bike and carried it from the parking lot all the way up to staff camp. And we rolled it into his cabin.
Oh my gosh.
And so not only did we do it, we closed the door. We made sure it was all like setting right so it wasn't going to fall over and break anything, especially not the floor. Right. So then we all sit on somebody else's porch. We're all like sitting in chairs, pointing towards Dan's cabin. There were like 10 or 12 of us just sitting there. It was so suspicious. It was so bad. There were so many people just waiting for Dan to come back. An hour passes, and Dan is not back from the showers. Like he was there for, I swear, an hour. I don't know like what was going on. I thought he might have fallen and like passed out or something. I was afraid. But then, lo and behold, here comes Dan Perry walking down the path to staff camp to come to his cabin. And he sees us all sitting out there when he gets to his cabin. And he turns to us and he goes, so what's going on, guys? We're like, oh, nothing, just talking. We were all very quick to answer. And he opens the door and he just goes, oh, man. It was so funny. Because I think it was probably my favorite prank that we did.
Okay, yeah, so I do remember that. That's a bad example of a prank. You should never do that. But
don't mess with people's stuff.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
But we made sure to be very careful.
Especially a motorcycle. Gosh.
But we made sure to be very, very careful with it, and we were very, we helped him get it out too. We didn't just leave it there for him to deal with.
Right, but nobody else should be confident in their own ability to be careful.
Yeah.
Like, don't. If you think, we'll be careful, like, don't follow 2019 staff's example. They were being stupid, okay?
Yeah,
2019 staff was just ridiculous.
So, but yeah, that's a good story. I remember sitting on the porch because it was like the last guy. Yeah, I remember that.
I didn't witness it, but I do remember hearing about it. I'd forgotten.
It was so funny.
And Dan didn't react the way because I thought he would get super mad and like he
was kind of underwhelming. He was
kind of just impressed.
He was like, "Oh, that's cool." I think he left it in there for a couple.
I think he did because it was going to rain that week.
Yeah,
so he wanted to keep it dry, and so he just left it.
Well, thanks, guys.
You just had a centerpiece of a motorcycle.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so the previous guest questions from Jerry, our quartermaster. He asked, "What will be your legacy for Camp Davy Crockett?"
Oh God, that's a heavy question.
Yeah, I know, that's what we said. It's a deep question.
That is a difficult question. My legacy for camp.
Yeah, because he's one of our camp historians along with Sean.
He is.
Yeah. True. He's got to know what's right in the history book. 150.
Yeah.
100. Yeah.
The 100th anniversary.
I don't know that I'll leave much of a legacy. I mean, I'm kind of just. I know it says like sad, but it's like I really can't think of anything of note that I've done to improve camp per se, or do something special.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like I've been a good director. I've worked well, and I've done my part. But I think I've just been, kind of a cog in the machine. I don't think I've left much legacy, I guess.
Well, at least you're not leaving a bad legacy.
I'm not leaving a bad legacy.
Yeah, I do have to say, I kind of agree at the same thing. I mean, I hope I've changed, I hope I've given a bit. Yep. I hope that I have given the opportunity for some of these kids to come for a week of camp and get away from the stresses of being at home and different things like that. I hope I've helped with that. And, obviously I would like people to remember me and different things like that, but I kind of agree. I don't feel like I've done anything major to leave a big legacy.
And ultimately that is what's more important is your legacy in the kids' lives.
Right.
I mean,
I do have to say, there's been things that I have done that will always be at camp.
Right.
Like the parking signs were made in 2009 and they've never changed and since this year. And then I changed those. So, they'll be there for 1,000 years. So maybe that's my legacy is parking signs.
See, I do agree that the legacy that we leave with the kids is definitely more important. I know I've left, the kids with something because even this year, people that took my sailing class last year came back and they're like, "Whoa, Tate, what's up?
Yeah.
I loved your class last year. You're teaching sailing again." It's like, I'm not, but, I would love to.
Yeah.
So I see the effect that I've had on the kids, and I know that that's good enough. I appreciate that.
That's always the best feeling when scouts come back that have been there in past years and
they're excited to see you.
You just taught them that one class that 1 week, 2 years ago or whatever, and they're like, "I remember you taught me chess or you taught me sailing or archery or whatever," and it makes you feel special.
Yeah, I had two kids come up to a free shoot that are bigger than I am now.
Yeah. And
they were like, "I remember you from 4 years ago at Eaglebound."
Yeah.
And I was like, "I don't even know who you are."
Yeah. Dylan on staff with us this year was telling me about taking Eaglebound in 2019 with you and Pop-Tart.
Carl took Eaglebound with me and Pop-Tart.
Yeah.
I mean, Shade took sign signals and coached with me in 2020.
Yeah, so I mean, it's weird starting to see staff that we have taught.
Yeah.
And so it's getting weird. I feel like we're getting old.
Yeah. Are you planning to come back next year, Tate?
See, that really depends. I mean, I really should start looking for internships for my school and stuff, so I can get into the job market and all that. Because I'm going into my third year of college now, so I really should be looking at getting into the job market for my field. So I'm not sure if the opportunity arises to get an internship. I'm going to go with that. But I might come back if they need me, if they really want me here. I'll think about it.
Yeah. On a different note, talking about getting old. Since we've already talked about JD has said that he has now worked on staff longer than some of the campers have been alive, which is a really weird concept for him.
That's true.
Because we were talking about this of we've worked, this kind of stuff, and he said that, and it was just a really weird concept, and it was strange.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So okay, next question. What would you like to ask our next guest? A question for them.
I haven't even thought of this.
I told you to think of this.
I know. This is the one thing I forgot to think of. I told you my memory is so bad.
Okay.
Thought of everything else.
I know. I made sure I got everything else. This is the one thing I forgot. And we don't know who the next guest is going to be, do we?
Well, we do. We don't tell you until after you ask the question.
Okay.
It's supposed to be an unbiased question.
An unbiased question.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh. Can we look back to this? I didn't think about this.
So think about this in the back of your mind. Okay, but your final question is, are you team doors or wheels? Are there more doors or wheels in the world?
Wheels, absolutely.
Yes,
without a doubt.
correct.
There's no way that there are more doors.
Yeah, I agree.
There's no way.
100%. Yeah.
There's
Okay. I mean, I think we've fully run this into the ground.
You
but
definitely
we still need to ask everyone. Yeah,
that's true.
It's definitely wheels.
Yeah.
What's the other argument? It's teams, doors, and wheels.
Yeah. More eyes or legs in the world.
I haven't heard of this one.
Yeah. That was on. Hayden brought that up on the JD and Mike episode when I wasn't here. But he was talking about whether there are more eyes or legs in the world. And I thought, as an ecology person thinking about animals and stuff, that is a very interesting question for me to think about.
Oh, yeah, if you think about it, like insects and stuff.
Because there's so many legs on arthropods. You know?
But there's so many eyes.
But there's so many eyes in the ocean with fish and everything that don't have legs. So it's like, which is there more of? I think it's probably legs. Because
probably legs.
There are more insects than anything else, and they have more legs than... but unless you count... flies or things that have a bunch of eyes on,
I don't know if you can count every single one of those eyes.
Think about, even in the ocean, scallops. Scallops have tons of eyes. Anyway, I'm getting excited because I'm talking about animals.
Yeah,
well, at least we know that we can just cancel spiders out. Spiders
yeah, that's true. 8 eyes, 8 legs.
Or humans.
Or humans.
Most humans.
Well,
so, anyways, we're going to move to the thought of the day. So, I was on the old Twitter because I was looking at the Camp David Chronicles thing because I honestly didn't realize I had Twitter.
Wait, you do? Oh, okay.
No. And so
okay, never mind. We'll come back to this.
Yeah. And so I was looking through the stuff I followed. I have made this a Twitter account when I was like 11. And so I followed everything I loved at the time, which was one of them was McDonald's. And so I was going through their old tweets, and they tweeted something that opened my eyes. So here's the tweet from McDonald's. One day you ordered a Happy Meal for the last time and you didn't know it. And I was thinking that they were like, you're going to die eventually. But then I realized that we're losing our childhood because one day we're just not going to, I mean, it's still sad. But one day we're just going to not order a Happy Meal anymore because we're not happy anymore.
You might not order a Happy Meal, bro.
Yeah, I know.
See, I never ordered a Happy Meal.
I'll be 47.
McDonald's.
That's true. But I mean, think about it. And then what are other things that you've done, like at camp, that you'll never do again, that you've just not thought, like little things that you've not thought of?
So, there's one kind of thought of the day that you'll sometimes hear going around that's like, you're still it from some of your childhood games of tag.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Or like you never actually stop clapping. It's just the interval.
That's true. Yeah. I've heard that.
Man, we're getting lots of bonus thoughts today.
So, yeah. But I mean, there's just weird stuff to think about that you wouldn't have thought of before.
Well, Tate, have you thought of a question to ask the next guest?
Oh, God.
No.
Because you got to think of one.
All right. Okay.
Good.
This is a two-parter, if that's okay.
Okay. We've had 2 parts.
First off, what's your favorite animal or insect? Anything.
Okay.
And then what's your least favorite?
Because
I can answer the least favorite super quickly. It's spiders. I hate spiders.
Oh,
okay.
What about the Tennessee death beetle?
I saw one. It flew into my life jacket.
Oh,
it hit me.
You better watch out for them.
Dude, it was coming for me.
Yeah, for context on that, you'll have to listen to the episode with John Vaughn where we talked about that.
But it was crazy. It flew right in my jacket.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what's that? Oh, that's something else. Hold on.
So with that, we're moving to quotes.
Staff quotes segment.
So we're going to do this a little bit different. I have heard some quotes this week.
All right.
That I want to use. So do you want to go first or do you want me to go first?
Yeah, so this time, how we do the staff quote segment, normally I will read 3 quotes from the week of the staff, and Hayden and the guest will guess who said them. But this week, Hayden and I are each going to do 2. So we both have some quotes.
So I didn't write these down, and so I'm trying to keep my phone away from the microphone, so just hold on.
Okay. Yeah, the phones will give feedback to the mic, so we normally have them turned off.
Oh, okay.
Do you want to go first? Or
it's up to you. I'm ready.
Okay, go ahead.
Fine. My first quote is, I didn't know there were so many animals in the world.
Oh, I 100% know who this is.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know. I think oh, goodness. I want to say it's something like Clayton would say.
That's what everybody says. Clayton apparently is very quotable.
He is a quotable.
He is. Yeah. We just haven't quoted.
It is not Clayton.
I know who it is. It's Dylan.
Dylan said this?
Yes.
How do you know?
because he's told this thing to me. He's talking about his environmental science class when they have to write a report about an endangered species, and so kids will ask him like, is this an endangered species or is this extinct or whatever? And he's like, I didn't even know that existed. Yeah. He was telling it to me, and he said he was making up animal names. And he was like, is the orange Swedish jellyfish extinct?
Yeah. Okay. He specifically told me that he had not talked to you about this.
Okay. Well, maybe it was before he talked to me about this.
So the next one is okay.
Oh, you're doing both of yours at once?
Yeah. Or do you like? You go ahead.
You go back. Yeah. Okay. This potato is too potato-y.
Oh, I know who said this.
Okay.
I can't remember though.
Yeah, I know. I feel like I've heard this conversation before as well.
We were talking about like just yesterday.
It was at lunch when we had potato. Yeah.
Right.
Oh my god. Was it?
Wait a second. Were you trying to trick me on this one? I feel like I said that.
No, you did not say this. It was not you.
Like Andrea or something. Was it?
No.
No.
I don't know. I'm going with Dan. I feel like it's something Dan would say. Okay. Or Sean?
No.
Those are my two guesses.
So it was one of the lifeguards, Sierra.
Oh, that's who it was.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
That's right.
Oh, I wouldn't have guessed that one.
See, I knew I heard it.
I didn't know she talked. No, I'm just kidding.
She talked about potatoes, apparently.
Yeah. So it was too potato-y.
Yeah, it was.
Those potatoes
what defines something as too potato-y?
I don't know. I mean, it is literally a potato.
Was there too much potato?
Do you expect a potato to be partially not potato? Because that's what potatoes are.
Yeah. Okay. Well, are you ready?
I hope so.
Yeah.
Trust me, I have seen it with my own eyes. Those raccoons are cannonballs.
This song, I feel like this could be a Pop-Tart.
Maybe.
I feel like it's still like somebody at Eagle Bound.
It definitely feels like an Eagle Bound quote.
Like is it?
It is not an Eagle Bound.
It's not an Eagle Bound. Oh, I've seen it with my own eyes. Those raccoons are cannonballs. Is it someone on a shooting sport?
No,
or who's been on shooting sports?
I was thinking of like the pool. You know, they can't.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, that's actually a good line of thought. I mean, it's not, but
well, let's just keep guessing program areas, so we'll rule them all out.
Okay.
Was it on my staff? I don't think my staff said this.
Are they on merit badge?
Yes.
Okay.
That doesn't really narrow it down.
Is it Clayton?
Yeah.
It is Clayton. We've got a Clayton quote.
So here's some context.
Okay.
So we were talking about raccoons, obviously.
Yeah.
And we were talking, he was like, no, trust me, I've seen them, they're cannibals. He meant cannibals.
Oh.
But he pronounced it wrong and said cannonballs.
Oh, that's good.
Because he's sworn that he has seen a raccoon eat another raccoon that's been dead.
Oh my god.
And so, but he said cannonballs instead of cannibals.
Okay.
That was the best quote ever.
Oh my god.
All right, so last one. I will preface this and tell you it's not Dan Perry.
Okay.
2 guns and you could take over Canada. What are they going to do? Throw moose antlers at us?
That does sound like Dan Perry.
Yeah.
Like that.
Oh man, this is interesting. I assume this was at the staff shoot.
No, I actually was not at the staff shoot.
Okay.
I think this was actually today.
Today?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh wow.
So it's not Pop-Tart because he wouldn't have been talking about Canada. Oh man, okay.
Oh goodness. Now I'm trying to remember all the staff.
Yeah, no, this is the hardest part to remember who the staff is.
There's so many.
You don't know who you work with?
Yeah, there's only like 63 of them. Well, this doesn't sound like this is Steven.
No way, Steph. No way.
This is a Steven quote right here.
He did not say that.
I bet he did.
I don't believe it.
I'm going with Steven.
Oh god. Oh my god. I want to go with. It sounds like something that Ross might say.
Okay. So I'm curious, Hayden, why you think that Pop-Tart wouldn't be talking about Canada?
Well, because I don't know, he's really infatuated with Russia. And so I just don't think he would talk about Canada.
This was Pop-Tart.
Oh, no. Darn.
I just thought the mental image of Canadians throwing samplers as weapons was very funny.
That's true, yeah.
Okay. Well, if you want to see some of the extra staff quotes, you can check out our Twitter page at Davy Chronicles. And also a quick note, Hayden talked about having his old Twitter account and finding it. You don't actually have to have a Twitter account to see a Twitter page. So, like, you know, if you don't have Twitter, you can still look at our Twitter page and see the extra quotes if you want to. So, because there are some good ones on there. You also should follow our Instagram at Camp Davy Chronicles we've had pictures from the whole summer.
Yep.
And we'll keep going through till we leave at the end at Weeblo's camp, I guess.
Yeah.
And, subscribe on YouTube. I did put up my review of Thor 4 because Hayden didn't actually go see it like you said.
That's true. Yeah, I did.
So whenever he ends up seeing it, we'll let you know his thoughts on that as well. And check out the volleyball coverage there as well. Anything else, Hayden?
I guess so.
Make sure you subscribe. Tate, any final thoughts? Any final words to say?
No, not really. I mean, have a good summer. Yeah. It's almost over. Enjoy while it lasts. Your childhood disappears quickly.
Oh gosh, Tate.
Well,
go buy a Happy Meal.
On that bright note, it's a great day to be a scout at Camp Davy Fun.
Bye.
Camp Davy Chronicles. It's a podcast about